ஆனந்த மோகன புன்னகையை இன்று காண மனம்
So basically here we are in the Hindu room. Okay, Hindu room we have rituals daily. Okay, and our main deity in this room we call it the Mula Murti. The Mula Murti in Hindu means the main god in the room. Okay,
wow.
the main god in this room is actually Trimurti. It represents the three gods in the Hindu epic. The three gods are basically Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, they give us energy in protection by Lord Shiva, creation by Lord Brahma, and Vishnu as the preservation.
Right, and
God.
the three gods here, as you mentioned, are a family: mother, father, and son. Is that right?
It's not really like a family, but it joined together because when you get the three main powers, you can achieve whatever that's in your life. And if you understand about these three gods, you have no fear and you have only confidence and to move forwards in your future life. Okay.
So this must be one of the gods you mentioned as well behind us. Beautiful image in the
This
back.
is actually the mother goddess Uma, or you can call her Parvati as a main name.
I see.
Okay. So she's actually the consort of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is actually the protection god. He's also the father of Ganesh.
I see.
And Uma is actually the mother of Ganesh.
So that's where the family comes in: mother,
Yes.
father, and
So they all
child.
have the same duty of protecting us. Okay, so they're under the classification as a protection god.
I see. Now, how is this room designed that's so different from the Cambodian zone earlier?
Okay, this room.
Can you tell us about the layout here?
The layout. Okay, just looking at the room, that you will realize like all the broken bricks and things that is on the wall. You are actually viewing it from inside to the outside. Like you're looking out from
At
a
the
window,
window.
a room with a view.
Oh, I see.
So you see the rivers, you see the colors and the gods around us.
Wow.
So it might be a very small room, but it has its own significance.
Like a 360 pan view
Yes,
of
yes.
all what's happening outside.
Outside India.
Yeah. So this must be the Ganges River.
Yes.
Beautiful
Ganges.
indeed, the Ganges River.
Yeah.
And the windows themselves look like ruins. Very beautiful.
So basically the room is also designed in a way that you can actually walk around Trimurti, circumambulate to gain merits and wash away all your karmas.
How many times must we walk around?
In India, some people they walk 3 times around him
Clockwise?
and clockwise and anti-clockwise 1 time.
Oh, I see.
That's the some
Interesting.
people they do that. Okay, but in Thais we only walk around like clockwise. That's our belief
I
to
see.
move forward in the future.
Right, indeed. Wow. But this isn't it here. There's a hall next door as well.
Yes. So that hall will be mixed cultural. We call it the Asian path.
The Asian path.
Yeah.
So from the Cambodian path, we come to the Hindu room, and
Yes.
now over
Now we
to
enter into the Asian
Asian path.
aspect.
மனம் விழையுதே அம்மா உன்னை காண மனம் விழையுதே காலத்தின் கருவாகி வந்தாயம்மா கருணையை உருவாகி நின்றாயம்மா காலத்தின் கருவாகி வந்தாயம்மா.
Okay, first of all, you see the Hindu gods around here. This is actually the family of Lord Shiva. Okay, Lord Shiva, like I say, he's the Lord of protection. He gives
Right.
us protection. So it's similar to all his sons. He has 2 sons. The son is actually Katagrama, Murugan, or in Thailand we call him Katikeya. He has many
Different names.
Yeah, different names. So this is his eldest son, and his second son is actually Ganesha.
Ganesha.
Okay, and this is his wife. We call her Mother Kali. Kali.
Mother Kali.
He destroys all evil effect.
And this is her in her
In
evil
her-
mode.
yeah,
I
evil.
see.
So basically, this is the 4 family figures in the protection god.
I see.
The rest are like in the lineage of Vishnu. So there's avatar of Vishnu as Krishna, the Lord of Love.
Right.
And this is his consort, Lord Vishnu's consort is called Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth.
Oh.
Yes,
I
the bell.
see.
And
Very, very
basically
important
also
task.
here, this is a different artifacts that we collected from India, as well as Thailand and Cambodia. On the right hand side, you will notice that we have artifacts coming from China.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, this is very few pieces in the world that you will notice. This is actually Shakyamuni Buddha
Wow.
in his Chinese form.
In his Chinese form. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
But you see lots of similarities, like the ears.
Ears, yes.
And the hair.
Yeah.
And
So
the
curly
robes.
hair. Yeah, the
Yes,
robes.
the
yeah.
curly hair.
Basically, they try to relate back to India as the origin.
I see.
Because Buddha Shakyamuni, he
Born
was
in
born
India.
in India. Yeah.
What about behind you here?
So this is actually, we call it the Himapan creatures or devas.
Himapan is like Shangri-La, right? Kind of
Yes,
like
yes, yes.
the nirvana or heaven.
Yes.
Where-
So the creatures do exist in the Himalayas. They are still in the Himalayas. That's why in Thailand, when we do any chanting rituals and all that, we do evoke them to call upon their presence.
I see.
So this is still a very important spirit in Thailand.
So the belief is that they exist, but perhaps in another dimension.
Yes.
That's very amazing and
So
fascinating.
basically, this is like the old vase for making sacred water.
In the lotus shape,
Yeah, lotus shape.
which is also very central in Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Lotuses in India, everywhere.
Yes, and this is actually telling us that during the Cambodia, the kings they do also worship the Hindu gods in aspects. This actually comes in two pairs, the wife and of Shiva family and the Vishnu family.
I see. Very beautiful.
This is the hall of the 18 Arahats, or we call it the Sipa Lohan in Chinese. Okay, basically all these are made of sandalwood. They are all old woods. Okay, scented woods as well, and their relics are all in front. You can do the study here. We have them in English as well as Thai. So basically, all these disciples they are actually from India. They are the main disciples of Buddha. So, but most people believe that they are actually from China.
Oh.
But that is only a confusion.
Oh,
So
I
basically,
see.
they are actually all Brahmins. Okay.
Indeed.
So now we are in front of the Tibet Hall. So the Tibet Hall, we have the main deity here is actually Guru Padmasambhava. So Guru Padmasambhava is actually the first king in Tibet. Okay, he's also regarded as part of Bodhisattvas and also the Buddha himself. Okay.
Bodhisattva is somebody who's reached enlightenment but has not gone to nirvana
Yes.
in order to help give compassion to
Yes.
those still on earth. I
Yes.
see.
Basically, that's the duty of Guru Padmasambhava.
I
So
see.
he protects us as well as giving abundance to us, you know. So
Right.
we can get that type of power in this
We'll have to
Tibet.
thank
room.
him a lot.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So now we have come to the room of the Buddha Tooth Relic. So behind us is actually the stupa of our Lord Buddha Shakyamuni and his tooth relic.
His tooth relic. So this
Yeah.
must be the highlight of the entire museum.
Yes,
Looking
this
at
is the main one.
yes, looking at the height and the stupa itself and the embellishments. Very
So the
beautiful.
stupa is actually rebuilt according to the stupa of Bodhanak in Nepal. So it's actually a small resemblance of that stupa. Okay.
I see.
So, and also you see the Buddha's eyes on top of the stupa. Okay, that's a represent of the third eye.
Third
our
eye of the
third
Buddha.
eye, yeah.
So this relic must have traveled all the way from Nepal to join us here at this museum. Is that right?
Basically all over the world. We
All
have
over the
lots
world.
of parts, different parts of the Buddha relics in this hall, okay?
I see.
But the main highlight is actually the tooth relic. So tooth relics, we do a circumambulation here to do the offering for Buddha himself. So you can actually wash away all the bad influence and negative karma that we create. So we just walk around the stupas. Usually the Thais, that we do it 3 rounds around the Buddha stupa, clockwise.
I see. And that's one of the highlights here. But there's another one.
Okay, that's another one. So that's the hair relics of Buddha.
Let's
so
go
we'll
see.
move forward. Okay. Okay, now we have entered into the Buddha hair relics section. Okay.
Wow,
So
this is a very narrow hallway with
Yes.
lots of relics along the side. And
Yes.
now this is one of the main highlights as well, right?
Yes, yes. So basically, you see the Buddha's hair very closely. You will see a dark pieces of strings of hair of Buddha Shakyamuni inside here. Okay, basically in the world that it's already considered as extinct. You know, basically you cannot see them anymore.
Right.
So
Oh,
this
wow.
this piece of hair is before the paranirvana of Buddha. So he gave it to those people who come and pay him homage to him.
Oh, so you just cut a piece of his
Yes,
hair.
and just gave it away
Is it for good luck or as a
as a
protection?
remembrance. Because as a
remembrance.
when Buddha was sitting under the bo tree, he has nothing else to give. So the only thing that he can give away is his hair.
Oh, wow.
So you can find this also in all the scripts or the historical facts of Buddha. You can find about the Buddha's hair relic.
Oh, wow.
So they do exist,
Indeed.
and it's also 2,600 years old.
And the 2,600, that's amazing, years old. And you can, a characteristic of the Buddha's hair is curly hair, right?
Basically, there are also strings of hair that are long.
Uh-huh.
It can happen to any parts of the body.
Right.
So there are people who collected his body hair as well as his head,
Oh
the
my
hair from his
goodness.
head.
Wow.
So there are different types of texture.
Indeed, this is well, it's a piece of hair, but it's definitely much smaller than what we saw earlier, the Buddha relic of his tooth.
Yeah.
And that was quite a big tooth as well.
Yes, it's about 2 inches.
2 inches. The Buddha had 2 inches, a 2-inch
Yeah.
tooth?
Basically, when we look at the olden days, people are larger in size.
Wow. So
So-
how tall was the Buddha back then?
About we see the facts is about 4 meters.
4 meters.
By looking at his footsteps, his imprint of the footprint
Right.
all over the world, it's 1.2 meter.
Oh my goodness.
That's about 4 feet.
Wow, so we're shrinking. But apart from that, this is very amazing. And well, it would be so nice to have more time to take a look as there's so many details. But you'll have to come and look for yourself. Meanwhile, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that was just a brief overview of this wonderful museum. You'll have to come out to check it out yourself, because there are marvelous details that you might not have time for today, but you'll have time for when you come visit the museum yourself. It's open every day from 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning to 9 p.m. and it's right off of the Paniwat station, from the BRT bus station, the stop, and do come visit. It's right on Rama the 3 Road, and check out all the details for yourself, such as a spiritual, colorful, and cultural place. Meanwhile, we've run out of time on this edition of Design Trip. Thanks for tuning in every Friday from 11 to 11:30 p.m. We'll see you again next week. I'm Masalin. สวัสดีค่ะ